Hello, Namaste. Now I will discuss about 6th standard geography unit 2, that's globe latitudes and longitudes. It's very important for understanding latitudes and longitudes. A globe is a true model of the truth earth. Globe is a true model of the earth. The globes are of varying sizes and types. Globe can be rotated in the same way as a topspin or fortress wheel is rotated. Axis, the imaginary line passing through the center of the earth and joining the 2 points. Axis means the imaginary lines passing through the center of the earth and joining the 2 points, that's the west to the east. The needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, that's axis. Another imaginary circular line running on the globe divides it to the earth into the two equal parts, that's the equator. Equator is the 0 degree latitudes, that was earth was divided between the two parts. The northern half of the earth is known as the northern hemisphere. The southern half of the remaining southern half of the earth is southern hemisphere. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of the latitudes. The equator represents the 0 degree latitude. Besides the equator, 0 degree Celsius, the 0 degree latitudes, the North Pole is 90 degree north, the South Pole is 90 degrees south. There are four important parallels of the latitudes. This is very important for the exam point of view. Four important parallels of the latitudes. Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree north and Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degree south in southern hemisphere. But Tropic of Cancer, it should passes in India, is also in middle of the India. There's approximately 8 states are passed in that. So Tropic of Cancer in southern hemisphere should passes. The Arctic Circle, that is 60 to 66 degree in north of the equator, and Antarctica Circle at the south of the equator. Hot zones of the earth. The area which receives the maximum heat is called torrid zones. The 0 to the 23.5 degree north and equator to the tropic, the this area between torrid zone, the area between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn mainly. From the 0 degree equator is a 0 degree latitude, no? So from equator to the Tropic of Cancer and south of the equator to the Tropic of Capricorn. That area is high temperature normally. That's why it's called as an torrid zone. The areas around Antarctica Circle in the southern hemisphere have medium temperature. These are called temperate zones. And behind the Tropic of Cancer north side and behind of the Tropic of Capricorn south side, there are the temperature zones. And third one is a frigid zones, that is a polar regions, very cold areas, certain cold areas in the hemispheres, that the polar zones are frigid zones, very low temperature. And then go for the longitudes. What are the longitudes? Unlike the parallel of the latitudes, all meridians are of the equal length. In the longitudes, all the meridians from north to south, the two poles, north pole and south pole, they are the equal length, but they are not joining. But the latitudes are joining two circles are joining. It forms the circle latitudes, but the its size is varies from the equator to the towards the pole. So hence all the countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passed through the Greenwich. Where the British Royal Observatory is located, this meridian is called the prime meridian. Longitudes and time. The best means of measuring time is by the movement of the earth, the moon and the planets. The sun regularly rises and sets every day, and naturally it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. So local time can be reckoned by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at the noon and longest at the sunrise and sunset. Actually, when there is sun on the head, So the shadow is very less, no? Then it's very shortest. Then longest are the sunrise, during the sunrise and sunset also. When the prime meridian of the Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday or noon. As the earth is rotates from the west to the east, those places east of the Greenwich will be the ahead of the Greenwich time, and those to the west will be the behind it. But India is located the east of the Greenwich and ahead of the Greenwich, and that's 5.5 hours time differentiation is there. So at any place a watch can be adjusted to read 12 o'clock when the sun is at the highest point in the sky, when it is a midday. Why should we have standard time? The local time of places which are on different meridians are bound to differ. For example, in India there will be a difference of 1 hour 45 minutes in the local time of Dwarak in Gujarat and Dibugraha in Assam. This is very important. So in India, the longitudes of 23.5 degree, this is the north, is treated as a, here somewhere correct, small correction is there. This is not the south, this north is treated as a standard meridian. The local time or this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is called as an Indian Standard Time. That's approximately 82.5 degree east. So this is the second unit. Then I will discuss now third unit. I will go for the third unit. I will make the notes for easier understanding for you. It's very simple. Just you can check it and understand the basic concepts is necessary for the basic steps also, not directly go for the standards books. So that the third unit in geography 6th standard, motions of the earth. So the earth has two types of the motions, namely rotation and revolution. Rotation is the movement of the earth on its own axis. There's a rotation. The earth is movement on its own axis. There's a rotation that causes the days and nights. Revolution is the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit. Revolution should causes the changes of the seasons. The differentiation is, you can check it or you can see, it's very remember, is very easy to remember. Rotation and revolution, just what the causes, and that's the reason. Rotation should causes days and nights, and revolution should causes change of seasons. That's very important. The axis of the earth, which is a imaginary line, has an angle of 66 degree with its orbital plane. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called as the circle of the illumination. So revolution, the second motion of the earth around the sun in its orbit is called revolution. The first motion is rotation on its own axis, but second motion is revolution. It takes 365 days and 6 hours 1 year to revolve around the sun. The earth it should take the time. So we consider, yeah, consisting of 365 days only and ignore the 6 hours for the sake of the convenience. The 6 hours saved every year are likely to make one day or 24 hours over a span of 4 years. This surplus day is added to the month of the February. Every fourth year, the February is of 29 days instead of the 28 days. This year with 366 days is called as a leap year. Leap year, which is the number is divided by the 4 itself. Then that is a leap year. Every 4 years, leap year will come in February 29 days. This every year 6 hours we have saved now. So that is total 24 hours, 6 into 4. So one day should be the added in the February. So the 366 days in leap year only, but not the ordinary year. The earth goes around the sun in an elliptical orbit. The nights are longer than the days in the winter season. This position of the earth is called as a summer solstice, that is in the southern hemisphere. But northern hemisphere, during the summer solstice, the days are very longer than the nights. That's opposite to the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. June 21st, that's occurred the summer solstice. December 22nd, the Tropic of the Capricorn gets direct rays of the sun as the south pole tilts towards it. It is a summer in the southern hemisphere and the winter in the northern hemisphere. This is called as a winter solstice. On 21st March and 23rd September, direct rays of the sun fall directly on the equator. During this period, the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights. This is a equinoxes. This is very important. 21st March, the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights during between these dates, 21st March and 23rd September, because the sun direct rays of the sun fall directly on the equator. So this is the reason. So the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights. That's the equinoxes. Very important for the exam point of view. Summer solstice and winter solstice. Summer solstice that's occurred in the Tropic of the Cancer in northern hemisphere. Winter solstice in Tropic of the Capricorn in December 22nd should be occurred, and equinoxes is 21st March and 23rd September. So now this is that's all today. Today I completed this third unit also. Then I hope to discuss fourth unit in next class. Thank you for listening so much. Thank you so much for listening my class. So okay, bye. Take care. We will see in next class.